So my name is Ayelet Levanon. I live in a very small country called Israel. And it's quite challenging to speak about personal life after I'm providing so many GCP courses. But I will try to do that. And I will speak about my mother-in-law, which is bizarre because normally daughters-in-law are not speaking good about their mother-in-laws. And there are some women here, so it is correct. But my mother-in-law inspired me so much, so I have to share it, and I would like to share how it influences my leadership style, which is the reason we are here today. So this is my mother-in-law. Her name is Chaya. And the meaning of her name is to live, life. She was born 29 years ago in Europe in a normal family. However, she was a fighter since the day she was born. She was born premature. The midwife suggested not to support her medically, but her father, who was a rabbi, immediately objected because he realized what a fighter is handling on his hands, and he supported her until the end of his life, which was not very long. During the Second World War, her family escaped from Moldova to east of Europe. Was there? No? Yes. During the Second World War, her family escaped from Moldova to Eastern Europe. And at that time, her both parents died from terrible diseases. And not only that, but her brother and his family were killed on a murder crime. On a murder crime. She survived all that. Later on, she met her first husband. Her name was Abraham. At the beginning, it was a relationship of convenience. They thought that it would be a good way to immigrate to Israel together. They took a boat, or it's not a boat, it's a ship, called Exodus. Exodus was a ship that supported immigration for people who survived from the Holocaust to Israel. They tried to immigrate to Israel, but unfortunately, the Royal Navy stopped the ship and sent it back to Europe. She was not broken at that time. Later on, Avram and Chaya got in love, they got married, and they were able to immigrate to Israel. They immigrated to Israel. Their first son was born. He was my brother-in-law. They started to put roots and to build a new house in a new country that was just. Okay. When they arrived to Israel, Avram was immediately volunteered to the Israeli Defense Force. Unfortunately, a year after, having a 1-year-old baby, Avram was killed in a battle. She was, of course, broken, but she didn't let herself to be broke. Few months later, or few years later, this is enigma in our family, she started to go out with the best friend of Avram, and they got married. Later on, my husband, fortunately, was born. I still say fortunately after 27 years, was born. And they had like a normal family. 2 sons, they went to university. My brother-in-law was an engineer. My husband is school headmaster. Grandchildren come, even grandchildren come, not from us yet. And things went well. I met my mother-in-law when I was 23. It was in 88. So simple mathematics. It's very difficult to me to say that. More than to provide a presentation, I'm 50. It's terrible. Okay? I met a positive person who don't spend any attention or any emotion about bad things. She only focused on the good things of life. She always takes care of us. She always makes sure that the kids are feeling well, the daughters-in-law are feeling well, and that we are having a good relationship in between the family, because family is the most important thing for her. Everything went well until the 3rd of March 2011, when me, my husband, and the kids were in the way for holiday on the Red Sea. All of a sudden, on the 3rd of March 2011, I got a telephone from my other brother-in-law telling me there was an air crash, which my brother-in-law was the pilot. So my mother-in-law passed away. My brother-in-law passed away. Bearing 2 husbands, bearing a son can destroy you. And my mother-in-law was destroyed. But it didn't take long. Few months later, she started to build herself again, making sure she is living and not only surviving. Take under consideration, she was 88 when it was happened. She was really, really old, suffering a lot in her life. And what does it mean to me? I try to react as a leader, I try to react as she reacts. I try to relate to people as a people and give them the benefit of doubts. I manage problem as a hurdle. I will never pay attention, or I will never spend time to stuck on the problem. I will think what will be the solution, or how we will go to have the solution. And that's the way she were able to survive, and that's the way that I adapted from her. This is my mother-in-law, and this is my husband. Viktor Frankl said he is a survivor from Auschwitz. That would be the most difficult for me now. Those who have a why to live can bear with almost anyhow. And all of us who are having why to live with our family must remember that every day, coming to J&J, working on R&D, we are creating another why to live. Thank you.